Mm-hmm. You lived here. How long did you live here?
I was here from 93 to '08.
93 to '08.
15 good years.
And what made you see? I wouldn't say at the peak, but you were just like popping. What made you up and say, "I'm going from the Bay to the A"?
Freaknik.
Freaknik. There you go. The perfect place.
I came to Freaknik '93. I heard about Freaknik '92.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to it the next year. So I went to Freaknik '93.
Mm-hmm.
I came here for the weekend.
And you never left.
I stayed for 2 weeks, and then I was about to buy a house in Oakland, and my homeboy from Oakland lived out here already. My homeboy, my homie Tone, and he fucking was like, well, what kind of house you gonna buy? I was like, man, I'll probably spend like about $500,000, get a little something up in the hills. He was like, let me show you what you get for $500,000 in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So this Freaknik, we like riding around looking at a couple of properties and shit. I came back for Jack the Rapper a few months later, and I didn't even tell nobody what I was doing. I just kind of left the convention, and I went and bought a house. Like, fuck it. And I just came out here, man. I don't know. I felt like, I don't know, it just called me, man. It was the colleges, it was the strip clubs, it was the, I was looking at Young Dallas Austin and Jermaine, and it was, it was LaFace Records. I'm like, I'm about to come get down with this shit. So I pulled up.
Yeah. And Atlanta is always like, I don't think you had to fit in no shit. Like when you got here, it was like people was just like short here, and you just fit in. You know what I'm saying?
But like '93. It was a little different than this Atlanta.
This was before
the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it was a different vibe.
Way much different.
And it's kind of like School Days, the movie or something. It was the streets. Techwood, all that shit it was lit.
Yeah.
But then it was the colleges, and it was that vibe, and I was like, man, I'm supposed to be here. So, I don't know, man. You niggas don't know this though. I lived in Atlanta in the '70s. I got 1 year in. I finished my 7th grade year, and I started my 8th grade year. I lived on Old National Highway, Camelot.
Southside.
I lived in Camelot. Wow.
Yeah. That was probably like the Wayne Williams years.
Yeah.
And then I went to M.D. Collins. I even went with 7th grade. I went to the Meadows. Like people in College Park know these schools, but yeah, man, I was I was out here. So my mama moved out here. And then I guess, I don't know, she didn't tell me, but I'm assuming she was like, Wayne Williams, I'm getting the hell out of here. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily believe Wayne Williams did all the murders, but at the same time, it was in the air. And we did back to Cali. So when I got to Atlanta in '93, I knew people. I knew certain people that I went to school with. I just kind of fit in a little bit, so,
With being a legend and a pioneer of the game, what you think you brought to the game that's yet to be duplicated?
Well, I feel like, for one, every time you get a rapper with a dope style and a voice, people always steal it. Nobody never really stole Too Short voice.
Facts.
Nobody tried to mimic it or nothing. And then on the other side, my blueprint has always been funky music with a lot of bass and then just spit a lot of game. And then I can name you the few that figured it out, but people try to do certain things and they'll have like the beats, but they won't have the game. They might have the game, but they don't have the beats. And it's like, it takes both. And you wonder, you're like, man, this nigga can't really rap, but I'm spitting a lot of game, and the beats sound so damn good in your car, and people don't know that that's how we was cheating the game. Like, we literally, you mix your song in the studio. I mix my songs in the car. Like, I go to the guy and get the best goddamn stereo I can get. And I'm like, okay, this one sound good. And I just put everything to the test in that car. If it don't pass the car test, then it don't get mixed and mastered.
Facts.
So literally, my shit was customized for your expensive ass stereo in your car.
That's hard.
How did you deal with back then? Coming into the game and New York having a hold on it, and I know you used to always hear like the man, Short can't rap. In Atlanta, we like, nigga, he the best rapper because we can relate to it. But they were like, he's not lyrical, he's not all this other bullshit. Like, how did you go from that space to them same people wanting to do music with you?
Well, first and foremost, the guys I was working with, we used to have a strict policy. Let's do everything that they don't do. Whatever they doing, let's not do that, and let's do some shit they ain't doing. So that was first and foremost, to just be not trying to be like New York. And then I like New York rap. I love it, but I'm saying I didn't want to be it. So then on top of that, like the first reviews I got when I signed to Jive, and I'm like on the national scale, national level, all the reviews were shitty. They was like, can't rap, beat swag. I'm like, cool. The first whack review I got, it kind of hurt because it was a major publication. I'm reading it. I'm like, damn, I thought when I do shows, they love me. And then I started making that money. So the next cycle, when they gave me the bad reviews, I was like, shit, they got a swimming pool at the house. I got the I'm looking around like, fuck that review.
Yeah.
So it didn't really bother me, and then I started embracing it to where I was like, they don't understand it, because if you got on the Walkman and you on the train, you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. If I'm in my car, I just spent $12,000 on the sound system, and you put in some boom bap or something, with no real bass, and it's intense, and it's a certain energy, like the shit sound good in your headphones. You got your Walkman, you on the train, people stressing you out and shit, and you like trying to shut out the world. If it works, but that shit you need a fucking $10,000 system to bump it, and I understood that, and I played my lane, and they couldn't figure it out, man. I had like 6, 7 platinum albums before they even realized what I was doing. I was putting out albums every 9 months.
I think they blamed you for niggas not trusting relationships too, bro.
Well, that's another thing that people don't understand is my music is really educational. Like I really like put these stories in there, and I give you these scenarios, and I tell you the do's and don'ts, and it's just like passing the game. I look at it like I'm just this one person talking to one other person. And I'm just giving you the game. Like, this is how I walked around the city, and the OGs was giving me the game. The OGs love to give you the game. So I'm like, I'm going to pass the game on. And that's all I was doing. And people took to that shit. Like, it's like, bro, don't let her pull up on you and tell you got to give her all your money. Like, don't do it. Niggas is like, man, I was a sucker. Then I listened to some Short Dog, and I got the game. That was the purpose.
Yeah, I feel like if Cocktails would have been a book, it would have been a bestseller.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's when I first got to Atlanta. That's the first thing I made in Atlanta was Cocktails. I recorded that album at Dallas Austin Studio. I shot the video out here, everything.
Yeah.
You see them trees in the background? For real.
So look, I want to ask you something, and I want you to just answer me very seriously. Why didn't you ever trademark bitch?
Well, I've been asked that, and early on, it was just my thing. And I remember, I feel like Ice Cube had a record. It was a bitch is a bitch or something, and he said it at the end. And then AMG came with Bitch Better Have My Money, and it's going, bitch, bitch. I think he was sampling the Ice Cube song in that song. And then people kind of started saying it, and it was like, I had mixed emotions. But the big picture of it is Death Row comes along. Snoop Dogg started saying it. Death Row adopted it. Like, B.I.G. put a little twist on it. And I feel like, let's say had I trademarked it before that, and I'm like, anybody said you got to pay me, I don't feel like it would have became what it did.
But it hasn't. Bitch wasn't actually trademarked until 2009.
But I'm saying, had you not given it to the world,
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
It wouldn't have been the thing. It would have been my little thing, and I would have suppressed it and kept it right here, and it wouldn't have. The world couldn't have had it. So it's like a contribution, man, and that's what hip hop is. Hip hop.
But see, in today's music, niggas are the opposite. Like, I said this first, or I made this word, or
but let's just look at hip hop. What if you could trademark a hairstyle or a fashion style? Like, hip hop is a gift. Like, the whole when rappers do something, the whole world does it.
The whole culture, for sure.
Like, so it's like that's what we do. We give out phrases and new looks and slick words, and we give it to the world. Like, that's what we do.
Yeah,
it's a gift. Right. Bitch was my gift to the world. I gave Short, let me get a bitch. Here you go. It's a gift.
Nah, for sure.
Hey, we got some news about Kevin Samuels passing away. How you feel about his philosophy and the stuff that he said in the game what he was kicking?
I don't know the whole journey. All I know is the recent clickbait.
Right.
So I can't get to the gist of where it came from and what it was. I don't know. It sounded like some pimping, but then it sounded real anti-female. I don't know. You
You're
know.
right. That's right.
Yeah.